What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of the new documentary Colectiv. This, of course, is directed by Nanau. Before we begin, hey, if you like my channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button and join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button and comment below on any video that you watch, including this one. So in December of 2015, a band called Goodbye to Gravity was playing at a place called Colectiv in Romania. If you remember the story, they had a bunch of pyrotechnics that were basically used for the band for the concert. And what ended up happening is the kind of foam and stuff like that caught on fire, which caused the nightclub to basically burn quickly. And because the nightclub only had one exit, 27 people died instantly in the fire, including 4 members of the band. And on top of that, about 40 more people died in hospitals due to their burns and so on and so forth. And so this movie or documentary Colectiv shows kind of the after effects of what happened after the fire and kind of the scandal that took place in the hospital system in Romania and the people that fought to kind of take the system down to kind of replace it with a much more honest group of individuals. And so we follow a group of people who work for this thing called the Sports Gazette, which is a newspaper outlet in Romania. We watch them as they kind of expose this chemical company called Hexi, who basically was diluting the chemicals, which unfortunately caused a lot of people to die, including the people from the Colectiv, who actually could have survived if there wasn't so much mismanagement in the hospital system. So not only does this go from a documentary about individuals who died in a fire, but this goes into a much more wider problem, which is the hospital system itself. So the newspaper outlets basically expose the situation. The Ministry of Health in Romania basically refuses to kind of do anything about it. The tests they run are, not really well presented and so on and so forth. And of course, the Ministry of Health, the minister itself, ends up resigning, which brings in this new, fresh individual who wants to make a change. And in the process, we see kind of the roadblocks and the sad nature of what a political system will do to basically keep the infrastructure the same, unfortunately making it harder for the people who want change to actually do something about it. And so for the hour and 49 minutes of runtime that this documentary runs, we see a lot of stuff. We see corruption, we see bribery, we see mobsters who are basically controlling the health system, we see patients who it's very disturbing, but we see patients who are burn victims and they have maggots on them, and the burn victims are covered in sheets so the managers of the hospitals don't see what they look like. And it's a very sad, very angry natured documentary, and it's so frustrating to watch stuff like this because not only can you not do anything about the situation at hand, but you're watching people who are trying to change the world, trying to change the situation, trying to do what they honestly think is the right thing to do. And the people who have the power, the people who have the money, the people that are, willing to take the bribes are the ones who are seating. And you see that through like an election throughout the documentary and stuff like that. And it's a very, very sad documentary. It's a fantastic, amazing documentary, but it's one of those documentaries that you will watch, your blood will boil, and you will realize that even though this is a very isolated incident from Romania, it's not as isolated as you think, because if you look at our healthcare system in the United States, it has its fair share of problems between how much it costs to go to the hospital, how much doctors are making, how hard it is to, do this and that. It's just the bureaucracy of everything that is happening is what is on full display of this documentary Colectiv. And what's so amazing is how prescient it is between the politics, between the hospital mismanagement, between the bribery. I mean, you can look at politics in any country, especially America, and you can see the nature of what exactly is happening. And it's really, really sad. There are points in this documentary where I just almost wanted to cry and just wanted to just punch my screen, which I did, and I still have a computer screen. But the reason I say that is because you watch just the nature of these people. There's actually this young woman who was at the Colectiv who survived, but had major burns burned, like third-degree burns. She ended up having amputations, but she is a powerful figure in this documentary because of what she represents, who she is, how powerful her message is, and what she is trying to put out there to the people. And then watch this other side, watch this, minister of the Ministry of Health try to make a difference and can't seem to get anywhere. It's really sad. It really is, and it's really depressing, and it boggles my mind why our society and our culture and why human life is so expendable when it comes to greed and money. They follow a manager who's a very abusive individual, and he has basically been stealing money from this place I think it's like St. Mary's or something like that, or not St. Mary's, but anyways, we've been stealing money, basically funneling money from the hospital, stealing in it and whatnot. And he's basically arrested, but it doesn't change anything because they end up putting another person in there to run 23 other hospitals with $230 million of euro money, and it's an ongoing cycle of fear and horrifying nature and so on and so forth. So with that said, with everything kind of out of the way of the story itself, it's a documentary that is a must-see. It really is. It's a documentary that puts its heart out there with full potential. Alexander Nanau he's presenting something truly powerful and truly just awe-inspiring to watch, is how the nature of the bribery and the scandal really play out. We see firsthand accounts of people that are exposed to everything, that are scared to death to do what they do, but these are the people that are most important because they are the ones who are going to basically be the saviors of the possible new world and stuff like that. It's just amazing how people are so scared when they are in a certain position that they have to hide who they are to basically get the right things done. And the people who really try, they end up being the ones that suffer. So it's a really kind of crazy thing to watch. But it really feels like something like Aaron Brockovich or Michael Clayton or Spotlight, where you have almost like unlimited access to the Ministry of Health, the new minister. You have unlimited access to the news outlet that we follow throughout the documentary. We have unlimited access to the young woman that was in the fire, and it really gives you a great sense of how tragic everything was and how tragic it probably still is today. I mean, I don't even know if that mayor or the minister is still in the power, but at the very end of the documentary, you see kind of the sad nature of what takes place and how it just completely kind of implodes upon itself. And just overall, it's a fantastic documentary. There is stuff in here that will make your jaw drop. It's a documentary that is not easy to watch. It's not something that will, sit down, have popcorn and drink your soda. It's a documentary that it's relaying an important message, and it's relaying it with fervor. It's relaying it with honesty. It's relaying it with the fact that it doesn't matter how hard you try. Sometimes people who are on the bad side of the situation will succeed. But when you have people who honestly try, it do make a difference. It's just really hard, and there's a hill you have to climb to make that difference. But I give a lot of credit to everyone involved, everyone who was willing to put their heart out there, everyone that was willing to push everything they had, through blood, sweat, and tears. And the documentary, which I actually could watch for 4 hours because it was such a mesmerizing documentary, is powerful and just it is just an amazing documentary. So it's definitely recommend. Probably one of my favorite films of the year at this point, which is, there's a lot of films I'm gonna have in my top 10, which I'm gonna have to struggle to figure it out. But anyways, that's Colectiv. That's my take on it. If you have a chance, definitely watch it whenever it comes to streaming, which I think comes out November 20th or something like that. So that's it. That's my take on this documentary Colectiv. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you know about this situation. Have you read anything about what happened in Romania with the healthcare system? Also, let me know what your favorite documentary is. Like I said, my honest one is the One Day in September about the Israeli hostages. But otherwise, if you like what you see on my channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.